Well, we're at the beginning of the section off of Zimmerman Road, and we're heading south towards RB Winter, and it's uphill to start. Beautiful blue day, about 20 degrees out, and we're going up a trail covered with mountain laurel. A little bit of snow on the ground. We're on a little downward section here, which almost always means we'll get to go back up, because that's just the way it goes, up and down across the Mid-State Trail. But so far, pretty nice walking, no major stone climbing issues. Well, we came down from there, sort of stepped down, and we're on the Zimmerman Road, I believe, that goes up. And we're going to end up going across this road and down over I-80. There's always some point where a big highway crosses nature. This is I-80, and we are going across this bridge to the other side and back into the woods. So we came over the bridge and then turned up this Gardner Road, and now we're at the sign that says Fourth Gap Trail, White Creek Deer Road. We're following that on the Mid-State Trail up to this stone wall, as you can see, and it's nothing but rocks on top. I don't know if this was an old road or what it is, but you gotta watch every step because there's all these little rocks on it. After a quarter of a mile of walking on rocks, we are back in the mountain laurel and headed up a hill. The sun's came out, so makes it feel a lot warmer. After a quarter of a mile of walking on rocks, we are back in the mountain laurel and headed up a hill. The sun's came out, so makes it feel a lot warmer. We're up on top walking right before we come down to the road where the car is, and we're going to take a lunch break. A gurgling spring coming out of the forest. Early springtime. So, as you notice, there's snow. We're resuming the hike down from Deer Creek Road down to 192 at RB Winter Park. Well, we're just going through like a tunnel. I think we have to cross this creek. Oh good, there's a bridge. I wasn't looking forward to getting quite that wet. This bridge looks a little tentative. We'll see. Possibly this looks like a one person at a time to see what it looks like. So this is crossing a bridge that seems a little bit on the wibble wobble side, and everybody's moving a little slow because you can't see what's under you. Now we're going up this mountain after White Deer Creek Road, and it's all rocks going up through the valley. The rest of the crew is making their way up Mount Everest.
Smile, girl.
Now we're on another one of these rocky roads where there's just piles of rocks, relatively flat, but hard to see the rocks underneath when you're walking. You can't decide if it's easier with or without the snow. Top of the first hill, we still have everybody. We haven't lost anybody.
Nope.
And the weather's turned out not to be too awful bad, even though it was about 15 degrees when we started. The wind has not picked up, which is good. We like it that way. First peak, and now we're going down all these little tiny switchbacks that are pretty steep and very thickly covered with brush. Mile of this trail, we've been following these coyote tracks. The game like to use the trail as much as we do. Now the sad part about all this going down is we get to go back up that other mountain over there. Won't that be fun? The rest of them down the hill. They survived the rocks and the twisty switchbacks. We've gotten down to the bottom of the first big hill, and there's a nice little bridge over the creek. Up at the top of Sand Mountain, and there's the fire tower. It's huge. Trail goes right alongside of it. Well, there's the fire tower from this side. It looks tall until you look right next to it. And then there's this huge communication tower all the way up. After the fire tower, we've been pretty much walking along this ridge. 2-3 inches of snow. It sort of does help some of the smaller rocks to cover them up and not make them quite as trippy. So far, so good. About 3 more miles to go. On top of a ridge between Sand Mountain Road and Deer Creek Road is on the other side of that mountain. You can sort of see quite a long ways all the way around. Okay, we're entering the pine forest. About a mile before the end of the trail, down to RB Winter. It's pretty cool in here. The last part of the trail, going down to 192 by RB Winter Park. And the sun's come out for a second here to give us a nice ending to our trip. Down at RB Winter at the dam. Overflow, pretty cold day. Going around on the trail and back to the car.